It is the 28th of September, and fall is certainly moving in. It's a cool, brisk moment in the morning for me. It's a little chilly, actually. I like it. Oh, it's a relief. I love it. The change. And I was out in the garden just looking around, just enjoying myself, sipping on some coffee. And I just looked at this old man's fig that I told you about before. I mentioned it several times, and it's surprising of all the varieties I've grown over my lifetime, and I've grown so many, and have so many now. It's just interesting that this particular fig plant is really attracting my attention a little, and it is of the Mount Etna type, but I wanted to bring out a few points about it. This old Italian man, where I got this fig, he brought it from Italy many decades ago, and he's propagated it all these years, and now I have it, and I like it. It's nothing, it's not spectacular, but it certainly stands out, I think, among the Mount Etnas. And if I was going to choose a hardy Chicago type, it would certainly be among my top 2 or 3, or maybe the first one, honestly. Isn't it odd how these things happen? I might not have ever met this older guy, and I might not have ever gotten this variety. But anyway, I noticed the texture of the leaf, and I like to feel the leaves. I felt millions of them. And this one, it's not quite as scratchy as your typical Mount Etna type. It's got a velvet, it's got a royalty to it. Honestly, I can't explain it. It's got a majestic royalty to it. And you notice how the leaf pattern, although it is Mount Etna type, hardy Chicago type, see, it's a little dressier. It's a little busier than, like, for instance, look at the Azores. And in no way am I putting down the Azores. I'm just simply saying, look at the leaf pattern on the Azores, which is also a Mount Etna type, but look how different that leaf pattern is. That's quite a variation. Then I can go over here to red Lebanese, and you can see too that it's different. You just get a feel for a while, you look at them, and red Lebanese is a bit different than, it stands out a bit more from your typical Mount Etna types as well. And the interior is very red, thus the name red Lebanese. But this old man's fig, where a lot of the Mount Etnas have petered out a bit, or mostly, I noticed that the red Lebanese is still pumping out a few, but not like the old man's fig. There's still very good figs to be picked from this tree. Let's see, under here. Let's get this one. I'm not going to break this open because I'm going to take it in the house. But, well, I could. There we go. Look, it's gorgeous. Look at that. For sacrifice this fig, I was going to take it with me on a day trip because I like the taste of it too. It's very good. Doesn't it look good? And there's other figs here that are doing quite nicely, that didn't spoil when a lot of others did. It's still producing a healthy amount of figs, and I can see that it's going to do that in the next week or two. It's still going to continue to produce. See, that green one there will get ripe in a few days. But I just like it. And I didn't hardly get any spoilage off this tree compared to the other Mount Etnas, which I got a lot of spoilage. A lot. So I just wanted to highlight this fig for a moment. I'm just relaxing here, having my coffee, enjoying the cool breeze, and just looking over my whole season's activity and work and the busyness of it and what I accomplished in the business, of growing figs. Not money business, but the business. What I mean, the hobby of growing figs. And I've enjoyed myself, and I continue to learn every single year from my experiences. And I learn new things, and I find and discover new gems. It's a nice little fig tree. I like it. Oh, I should probably show you this tree too, because I don't know that you know this. I don't think I mentioned it, but my fig friends, and I have many, they know me, and they know that I have been searching for the perfect Mount Etna type for decades. I mean, I just simply have. And quite frankly, I haven't found it. I found some that stand out a little from the crowd. And don't get me wrong, please. And here we go again. For what it's worth, you will hear that in a lot of my videos, that often said caveat. Because I don't like a lot of controversy. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In my opinion, okay, the Mount Etnas are just too close for comfort and too many. And I've said this many times. But it has never dampened my search, nor tempered my willpower to continue the search for a better Mount Etna type. And I have singled out several, like Malta Black and a few others that I really do like, that stand out a little bit. Not enormously, but recognizably from the crowd. And there's some bad ones too that I don't like. The typical hardy Chicago types I don't really like. Many of them. The old man's fig here, I like it. And it's delicious. I noticed this when I had it in a pot a couple of years ago. And I got it as a little baby from the guy, and it was just barely rooted out, a cutting. And that fall, in October, it produced 2 ripe figs. And it was late October, and I picked them and I ate them. I just wanted to see, because I saw the leaves felt a little different. They weren't as scratchy as some of the other Mount Etna types. And had a special kind of feel, and the leaf looked, like I said, a little dressier. And I ate those figs, and I'll never forget. I was so impressed. I called Debbie, and I said, Debbie, taste one of these figs. I can't believe it tasted. I mean, it did stand out, I'm going to, I need my hands, so I'm going to eat this other one here. I don't know. Maybe I'll save this one for Debbie. Put it over here on this log. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? But this one I wanted to talk to you about. It's not a Mount Etna type, and I've been looking for better Mount Etnas, or like better figs. Quite frankly, Brogiato, you grow, but it's Nero, I believe. It's that my friend labeled it. And it's a good fig. It's a late fig, but it has very different leaves. You can see the leaf pattern here is different than your typical Mount. It's not a Mount Etna, but some of them do look a little like that. But it's late. I've been watching it, and I haven't gotten any ripe figs off this yet. But I'm going to. I believe they're going to ripen, and then I'll let you know what I think about this tree. But a good friend gifted me this tree. I'm constantly searching. And I think I want to add to this video this statement. Here we go again. Neck out on the chopping block. But quite frankly, I do tend to get bored with the hardy Chicago types. And they are great. You must have them. They're good. You have to have one if you're in the Northeast like me, or in my zones, you need one in your collection. You need one in the ground, because they're tough. They're a tough fig, and they're a good fig. And they're a workhorse. But they're just not quite at that level that I search for of pure, exquisite um, grandeur. I'm grasping for words here. You know, I'm looking for. I've been looking for. I want figs that are glorious, that are spectacular, fabulous. You know, that's what I've been looking for, and I found some during my lifetime. But the Mount Etnas, you can't ignore them. They're wonderful, but I get bored with them. And so I tend to look for other types of figs. That's where I get really excited when I talk about tiger, like this tree, tiger, you know. And I've made a couple of videos this year, and I've included the tiger. Look how big that leaf is. Look at that. I included, you know, a lot of information about some of these varieties because they're different. They're variants. You know, I mean, not variants, but they're different from the Mount Etna types, which are so common everywhere. And they're common for a reason, because they're successful. And I don't mean to put them down. But I'm constantly searching. Just don't fall into that trap and buy all the different names of all these different hardy Chicago types, because they're all essentially the same, is my point. Save your money, save your time, save the aggravation. Learn from people like me that have been searching through all of the names and all of the so-called varieties, and they're not, from one another, and have reached a certain conclusion. Many of my good close friends, they've reached the same conclusion that I have. All right, and with that, we've kicked that around enough. Later on, I think this little tree here is going to produce, and I'll maybe make a little video of it. Other than that, I'm just really enjoying the moment. I thought I'd share a few moments with you because it's coming to an end soon. Not yet. I've been gathering some figs here. I'm going to pluck a few more of these off and take them with me. The old man's figs. I'm going on a little trip today. There's a nice one here too. Yeah. I'll take these with me. It's better than a candy bar. A lot healthier. You know, incidentally, figs are so healthy. And I haven't mentioned that very much because it's common on the internet. I mean, you can read that anywhere. I try to talk about things that you can't always find on the internet, or that's commonly available, or that's repetitiously repeated. A lot of the information sometimes is false. It's just been repeated for decades. You know, and anybody can just read that crap and then talk about it on a video, and I try not to. But they are indeed one of the most nutritious fruits in the world. And I want to make a video eventually about that, you know, from A to Z. I want to talk about a lot of things. Next year, I have some plans to talk to you about things that I haven't talked to you about. And I don't want to say what they are, but you'll know when I do it. Because I'm going to make a series of videos next year. And it's just something I need to get out there for you, to share with you, all of you. And maybe you can share it with others. And then I'll feel like I've accomplished my goal. One of my goals, or some of my goals, or most of my goals, to transfer over what I know and the experiences I've had in this wonderful world of figs to you. And that's the whole purpose of what I have been embarking upon. That's my whole purpose. It always has been from day one. Quite honestly, I heard a lot of things that I just didn't agree with, and still to this day I feel are incorrect. I thought I might go out and I thought I might correct the record. I felt the need, honestly, I did, to do it. And then I started to enjoy your company and sharing some other information with you. And I still have a lot more that I want to transfer over about a lot of things. And then there are subjects beyond that I might want to include in my future videos. Things about nature, things about the seasons, things about what I've observed in this world over the many decades of my life. the things I hold dear to me, some discoveries that I think I made, and I might want to discuss a little philosophy with you, and I might want to discuss some cerebral things, about our existence, maybe some existential things that are all related to nature, and I'll certainly include figs and my persimmons and other fruits and vegetables and all the organic things that I grow and my way of life, my viewpoints, what I've learned, what I've acquired during my lifetime. I'd like to share some of that. Some of my friends have often said that maybe I should have written a book, and I feel that I should have. That's one way to share what you've learned, a lifetime of accumulation with the world. And this is another way. This is a new way. And little by little, video after video, who knows? Maybe I'll succeed. And that's my purpose too. In my waning years. Not so waning, I hope. By today's standards, I'm not that old. I don't know. We shall see. Only time will tell. Thank you for your visit today. In my beautiful world that I hold so dear to my heart and love so much. There's nothing I love more than nature. I feel the cool breeze in fall. All of the wonderful things that really life is all about. It's the little things I've learned, the small things. And often not the things that are generally pursued by the masses. That's my experience. What's yours? Good day.